Omaha's 2025 city primary election, held on April 1st, has wrapped up, and the results are in. The stage is set for a May 13th general election that promises to be a grotesque spectacle of incompetence and delusion. With a voter turnout of just 25%, a measly 87,985 ballots cast out of over 350,000 eligible voters, this city has once again proven itself a cesspool of apathy, populated by a citizenry too drunk on its own nonsense to notice the cliff it's barreling toward. If you're a patriot, a conservative, or just someone with a shred of common sense, Omaha is a nightmare. A place where the inmates run the asylum, and the guards are too busy parroting woke talking points to lock the gates. The mayoral mess, Stothert versus Ewing. A clash of titans of terrible. The mayoral race is a grim testament to Omaha's knack for elevating the worst among us. Incumbent Gene Stothert snagged 37% of the vote, 32,568 ballots, while Douglas County Treasurer John Ewing trailed with 31.9%, 28,074. Together, they hoovered up nearly 70% of the tally, leaving State Senator Mike McDonnell, a flip-flopping opportunist who at least pretended to have a spine, languishing at 20.5%, 18,024. Urban planning fake expert Jasmine Harris and real estate broker Terry Brewer rounded out the field with a pathetic 9.9%, 8,719, and 0.7%, 600, respectively. 4-1. Omaha's voters chose the most corrupt, unhinged options over anything resembling sanity. Stothert, a windbag who's overstayed her welcome, has a track record of economic boasts undercut by her cozy ties to corporate cronies. Ewing, meanwhile, hides his militant disdain for half the city behind a veneer of calm, banking on white full crossovers, union muscle, and black voter loyalty. 42.5% of votes, 37,393, went to black candidates, while 57.5%, 50,592, favored white ones. McDonnell, the only semi-viable alternative, opposed the boondoggle streetcar project and wanted a public vote, but Omaha's herd of lemmings couldn't be bothered. Now, the general election pits Stothert's chaotic reign against Ewing's calculated plunder, with the city's fate hinging on who can pander hardest to the 14% Hispanic/Latino bloc, many of whom, thanks to Omaha's sanctuary city status, are not even legal voters. City Council, a rogues gallery of buffoons. The city council races are no less appalling. Across 7 districts, 23 candidates vied for spots, and not one showed a glimmer of honor or intelligence. District 1's Pete Festerson, District 2's Juanita Johnson, and District 5's newcomers are all cut from the same cloth, mindless stooges parroting national drivel while the city crumbles. Voter turnout here mirrored the mayoral fiasco, 25% in the primary, likely inching to 33% in the general, per historical trends. These clowns represent a populace too dim to demand better, ensuring Omaha's downward spiral continues unabated. COVID criminals and the streetcar named corruption. Every candidate in this circus either held office during the so-called because admitting the truth would mean facing their own gullibility and guilt. Then there's the Omaha Streetcar, a $459 million monument to corruption that started at $170 million in 2018 and ballooned beyond $500 million by June 2024. Stothert and Ewing both back this useless relic, despite McDonnell's lone dissent. Potholes the size of lunar craters scar the streets. Omaha's road maintenance budget is a paltry $20 million annually, but the city's priorities lie with a shiny toy no one will ride. Voters, in their infinite wisdom, shrugged and said, all aboard. The general election, illegals, fraud, and a coin toss. Stothert enters May with about 50% support, mostly white voters and business interests, while Ewing commands 40%, bolstered by white woketards and black victims of oppression voters, 13% of the population. The wild card? That 14% Hispanic/Latino chunk, swelled by illegals thriving in Omaha's sanctuary bubble. Douglas County and Nebraska play the same game, despite official denials. With voter ID laws as flimsy as tissue paper and mail-in ballots ripe for manipulation, over 30,000 were cast in 2021's general and now 44,000 in the primary. Fraud isn't a possibility, it's a tradition that's gaining traction. The election will boil down to who can promise the most handouts to the other category, a stew of minorities and illegals holding the keys to power. Stothert's decade of lunacy, sanctuary policies, corporate giveaways, and pothole neglect makes her a sitting duck. Ewing, cloaking his agenda in steady-handed charm, could unseat her by peeling off McDonnell's disgruntled 20%, especially if he hammers her record. But don't be fooled, this isn't about leadership. It's a race to see who can loot the city fastest while the clueless cheer from crumbling sidewalks. Omaha, America's insane copycat asylum. Omaha isn't just copying the madness of bigger cities, it's perfecting it. This primary wasn't an election. It was a mirror held up to a town of hot-headed, self-righteous fools speeding over moon-sized potholes toward oblivion. The 25% turnout proves most don't care, and the 75% who stayed home are either complicit or checked out. Stothert and Ewing aren't leaders. They're symptoms of a city that deserves every ounce of the chaos it's begging for. May 13th won't save Omaha. It'll just pick the flavor of its demise. Buckle up, patriots. This asylum's gates are wide open, and the lunatics are driving the streetcar straight to hell.